Wow, it's been a freaking while since I have done a podcast episode. I think the last one was in August. Since then, I think I have created a brand new Instagram. So if you want to follow me now, it's at Holistic with Mads. That's HOLISTIC. Actually, before I even say this, I just want to welcome you to my brand new, updated, transformed podcast. I actually even changed the title because I had this experience the other day where on Instagram, an account called New Age Recovery shared one of my video clips from this podcast. I believe it was the one talking about, I don't even know. But in the clip, I was talking about the difference between New Earth and New Age and a New Earth from the Bible. Like how in New Age, you think you're going to create it. And in the Bible, it's like, no, this earth is actually going to be destroyed and God's going to make a new one. But so they shared that clip and I commented saying like, oh my gosh, thanks for sharing. This is for my podcast. It's called Wake the F Up. And the owner of that account actually messaged me and was like, hey, I'm so sorry. I don't want to censor you, but honestly, I don't feel comfortable with the name of your podcast. And this is just another one of those situations where my dad had told me, you should change the name because it's going to turn people away. And I was like, I'll do whatever I want. And then when it came down to it, I actually felt like I needed to change the name and not have the F word in it, even if it is start out. So I did change my name. So it's not Wake the F Up anymore. It's now The Final Wake Up. Because, again, going back to some of my episodes, the one with Isaiah, is that Isaiah something? Shoot, I actually can't remember his name, but it talks about like the 4 different awakenings and how you can go through all these different awakenings and think like you're totally enlightened. But at the end of the day, it's like everything still points to Jesus. The further down the rabbit hole you go, it points to Jesus. And like there's just no escaping it. And that is the final awakening. Like that is the last point where it's like there's nowhere else to go from there. It's like you have found the one way. So because I found my faith, I feel like I just want to really embody it, which I'll get into later. But so I changed it to The Final Wake Up. 1, because yes, Christ is the final wake up. But 2, because I truly do believe that we are an end time generation. And again, listen to Brother Dude Marty. I always freaking talk about him. And I think I've said that same exact line in like 5 different podcasts probably. But seriously, follow him on Instagram at Brother Dude Marty. He has a YouTube. Follow him on YouTube, Brother Dude Marty. He blows my mind every day. I seriously can't believe the parallels between the scriptures and what's actually happening literally right in front of our eyes. But yeah, the final wake up. It's like, this could be the last chance. And I want to be a voice, in the end time generation. This is the final wake up call. Get to it. It's time to put away your old life, your rebellion, your party, your pleasure, your desires, and like ground down to be in alignment with your spirituality and to make sure that the spirituality you're following is correct. Like I know that people love to say every religion is professing the same thing, like you can belong to any religion and it's fine because they're all centered around love or whatever. But when you look down into it, like, religions all contradict each other. They cannot all be true at the same time. The only true religion is Christianity. Like, the only word of God is the Bible. The only fully person, fully God person is Jesus Christ. And there is no other way to salvation. So, that is kind of the background behind me changing my name. But also, just kind of in like my personal life, I'm turning 25. And that has scared the crap out of me for so long. Like since I turned 24, I've been dreading turning 25. Just because growing up, you think of a 25-year-old and it's like, oh, they have their life together. And even not being a little kid, like when I was maybe 18, maybe 20, I would think, oh yeah, when I'm 25, for sure, I'm having my stuff together. Like, I'll probably be married. Maybe I'll be thinking about kids by then. At least I'll own a cat, like have my own house. And then it comes down to it, and it's like, I'm here at 25, still just trying to make my way in the world, still just learning things. I definitely don't have my own place. I'm living with 3 boys that were my friends in middle school. Like, I'm back in my hometown. This is never where I necessarily wanted to be. It's just like the events of the world have kept me here, and I feel safe being in my hometown with the people I know and love and being by my parents in case anything crazy happens. You know, it just feels safe. Yeah, I'm turning 25, and because I feel like I don't have any piece of my life together, I was afraid of turning 25, but now it's 5 days away. I turned 25 in 5 days. But now that it's closer, I am just seeing this amazing opportunity where I don't have to be afraid of turning 25 and seeing this gap between where I thought that I would be and where I actually am. But it's like I am reaching this point in my life. It's like, this is a big milestone. This can really be my chance to close that gap, like to take myself from here to here. And maybe I won't do that in a single year. I'm sure it's going to be a process, but it's the mindset, and not even just the mindset, it's the heart set. Like, where is my heart truly? And just like going through my journals, I read through my journals from the previous month every time it comes to a new month. So once it got to November, I read through all my October journals, and I just see like what's truly going on inside of me. And what I'm noticing is that I'm ready to grow up, and I am ready and excited to actually start embodying everything that I've been learning. Like, I wrote about how every year, at least for the past 2 or 3 years, I've done a different theme. So 2019 was, it was 2020. 2020 was my year of no fear. And this was, I decided this before the pandemic and everything happened. But it was my year of no fear. And I decided, I am going to talk about my spirituality so openly. I'm not going to be afraid of what people think anymore. I had just come out of a toxic relationship. I had an abandonment wound. I was ashamed of myself. I didn't feel good enough. And it was all keeping me just small and hidden in this little hole, when I knew I had things to say and I wanted to express myself. So I did the year of no fear for 2020, and I started opening myself up and speaking my mind and just really not caring what anybody thinks. And then the pandemic happened. Everything I believed in changed, and I was already saying I'm going to do the things that I've been afraid of. So once my opinions and my beliefs started changing, it just went right along with it. I'm not going to be afraid to change my mind and to totally contradict myself and say that I have been dead wrong. So I did that. Christ snatched me up that year and was like, I see what you're doing. You're working for me now. I'm like, okay, whatever. No fear. I'm going to let you do with me what you're going to do with me. So 2020 went by, and I kind of just had to find my footing. I was learning about all these dark, scary things. All my beliefs were changing, and I just kind of had to figure things out. By the end of 2020, I for sure knew I believe in Christ. I believe that the Bible is the truth. So for 2021, I was excited about that, but I was still so confused in what in New Age was good and true and what I needed to totally get rid of. Because that's the thing about deception, is things seem good and they seem like light and they seem like love. So then when you come to Christ and he's telling you not to do certain things, you have to relook at what you've been doing. Okay, this thing looks like love, but is it? Am I being deceived here? Would Christ approve of this, or maybe not? So through 2021, it was my year of purification, just so that God could tell me what to do and what not to do. I really had to figure things out and be able to understand more deeply, so I could discern things of I should do this and I shouldn't do this. So I was just being refined. I picture myself as being held over the fire to get all the impurities out of me. And now I can see clearly what those impurities were and are. It's toward the end of 2021, I have been in this internal battle where I have 1 foot in the world and 1 foot with Christ. And I keep getting tugged and pulled between the two, and it's been so hard for me because I know that I want to be over here doing exactly what I'm supposed to do. But my flesh is used to everything I used to do, to my pleasures, my desires, having fun, doing whatever I wanted. And so it's like, I know I shouldn't be doing these things anymore, but I just haven't quite been able to give them up. And I feel icky about it because here I am preaching like the Bible is true, repent, it's the end of the world, all these different things. And it's like, I'm not even staying true to my own advice. So with turning 25, I'm like, this is it. My 2022 is starting early. Once I turn 25, I am going to embody everything that I've learned. Like, I am more than ready to put everything into practice. It's not even just a matter of like not doing something and then deciding you're going to do it and like you're good to go. It's literally a battle. You are teaching yourself discipline and sacrifice, self-control, strength, all these different things that you've really never even had to put into practice before. Things like not drinking alcohol. I don't want to do that anymore, but I've been doing it since I was 18. 7 years, you know? Old habits die hard. So I have to practice, you know? I have to test myself. It's literally what I'm thinking for my year 25 and the year 2022 is training. This is my year to really put things into practice and experiment with it all. And I am so excited. I feel like in my life, I've always kind of tried life experiments just to enact different behaviors and see how it affects me, how it affects others, how it affects my life. And like in the Bible, it always says like, you will know based on the fruits. And so I'm so excited to start actually really trying to do the things that I know I'm supposed to do and to see what comes of it. I'm so excited. I don't know if that's going to take a while or if it'll be kind of immediate, but either way, I'm just excited to be strengthening myself. When has it ever been a bad thing to have more discipline, to have more self-control, to be in service more, to sacrifice things more, you know, to get less quick dopamine hits that leave you addicted? Like, we know that those are bad things. Just along with that, with becoming a woman, like, I want to be this godly woman. I want to be classy. I want to be kind. I want to have a clean mouth. I want to have a clean body, you know, not drink, not eat the wrong foods even. I just want to be a godly woman. It's just as much internal as it is external. Like, I want to dress modestly. I don't want to have products or podcasts, you know, that are using foul language or that picture me with my belly out or just like looking seductive or acting wild and crazy. Like, I just want to leave all of that behind. So I changed the name of my podcast and I totally and completely rebranded it. It's white, it looks pure, it's got marble in the background, like it's strong and firm and steady. It reminds me almost of like a temple. The font is elegant, it's simple, it's got a dove like representing the spirit, and it just is exactly where my heart is and what I want to be putting out for people to see. Like, this is the way that I live, this is the way that I am, this is the way that I act, this is my overall vibe. Like, once I turn 25, am a classy, godly woman. Like, I'm working for the kingdom. The end. So yeah, I really think that that's most of what I want to share with you. This is just going to be a shorter podcast. But besides this, I have been working on a healthy eating guide. Obviously, we know that health is a really big deal right now, and the misinformation around health is also a big deal. Like, the things being called misinformation are actually helpful, and the things being promoted are the misinformation. Like, everything is so inverted and twisted and distorted, and it's so sad. But if you're not trying to be in pharmaceuticals, if you don't want to give your money to big pharma and you're tired of being connected to this medical system that is killing people and disabling people and giving people diseases, you're not going to find your cures in a pill. but you can with food, because God created this planet with everything we need already on it. Like, it's not a coincidence that things growing out of the ground, like weeds, have things that can literally cure us of diseases, things that keep us healthy. The people up top, the scary freaking people working for Satan, enjoy watching people suffer and die. They know this. They literally know this. They suppress this information, and then they take our medicine, like our food, and they make them genetically modified, or they spray them with poison. So I made a healthy eating guide. It's called the S.H.E.F Mindset. Simple, healthy, easy, fast. S.H.E.F. And in this booklet, it's going to be an online book, but I recommend that you print it out. I just am not going to actually sell physical copies. But it's a 100-page book. I have filled it with information, but it's super easy to read. It's aesthetically pleasing. There's a lot of white space. Like, don't think that it's going to be like a burden to read or hard to get through. The text is so easy to read. There's never more than like a paragraph or two on a page. But I'm going to be talking in it about GMOs, about how food heals us, about organic versus non-organic. I'm talking about greenwashing, which is like the food industry's way of brainwashing you, of, using false advertising and marketing schemes to make you think that your food is healthy or organic or natural, when really that is not the case at all. So I'll teach you what to look for, what to avoid, ingredients that you should avoid at all costs. I'm going to tell you about ingredients that you should really be adding into your diet. I'm going to give you shopping tips, like how I shop for my food. I'm going to give you the tea on meat versus fake meat. I'm going to talk about dairy. I'm talking about eggs, these really controversial foods that I, as an ex-vegan, I didn't used to eat any animal products, and now I do. And people are thinking like, what in the world are you doing, Maddie? So I'm talking about why I switched and the fatal flaws with vegan food, soy, the fake meat, the chemicals, and then also the health benefits of simple ingredients like chicken. As long as there's, no hormones, no antibiotics, it's pasture raised, it's not kept in a cage, it wasn't filled with abuse and trauma. Eggs, chicken, beef, these things can be really good for you. Raw milk. So I talk about all this stuff pretty in depth. You're gonna literally learn so much. I know that it's even just helped me putting it all out into one place. My mom, I know, is for sure annoyed of going grocery shopping with me because I'm looking at the ingredients on everything. If it's not USDA certified organic, I'm not buying it. If it has natural flavors in it, not buying it. But it's made grocery shopping a lot easier for me. And then on top of that, I also have added 8 of my favorite go-to recipes where I feel like I'm getting a good amount of veggies, carb, protein, and fat, usually all in one meal. Super filling. They make great leftovers. You can prep with them for the entire week. I never get sick of them. Things like avocado toast, teriyaki bowls, quesadillas, things that you can add different ingredients in every time and that you don't need like specific amounts of ingredients. I, in the whole book, will never tell you how much of an ingredient to use because cooking is fun. You get to be creative. It's like an art. You get to make things the way you like them. Like, experiment, have fun, add your own veggies in there. I don't care what you use. I just want you to get an idea of things that are totally easy, delicious, and are not going to kill you. So be looking for that. It's called the S.H.E.F Mindset, and I think I'll be dropping it maybe next Friday. So probably a week from now. Now being when I record this, it might be 4 or 5 days from when this actually is released, maybe even less. So again, to kind of sum this up, this is my new podcast. It's no longer Wake the F Up, but it's now the final wake up. It is clean and sophisticated the way that I will be presenting myself from now on, because that's genuinely how I will be trying to act and genuinely be from now on. My Instagram is now Holistic with Mads. Follow me there, message me, whatever, HOLISTIC with Mads, MADS, Holistic with Mads on Instagram. I do still kind of use madison.palika, so you can follow that if you want to, but really mainly I'm focusing on Holistic with Mads. And then the Chef Mindset, 100-page ebook about healthy eating, how to heal with food, or how to use food as medicine, dropping in about a week. That'll either be Friday, November 12th, maybe not though, because that's my birthday weekend. And if not, then for sure, I'll be dropping it Friday, November 19th. And then on top of that, I think I'm going to do a Black Friday sale. And from what I'm thinking, I might just add everything I've made. So Heal Your Mind, plus From Stress to Your Best, plus the Healthy Eating Guide, the Chef Mindset. I think I'm going to just bundle all these 3 things up and sell them to you for super cheap. Because why not? So yeah, we've got a lot more to talk about, just current events and things going on in the spirit that I feel like I should talk about, but I will save those for different episodes. So this is it for now. I'm so excited to freaking be back here. Thank you guys for your support. I've gotten a lot of messages, and I think that after, I get the Chef Mindset out, I'm going to focus on doing a physical healing course, and after that, I will finally get to dive into spirituality, and I want to make a course dedicated to discerning from New Age between Christianity. So I am so excited about that, but I just got to take things as they come, step by step. So be looking for the Chef Mindset. Follow me on Instagram at Holistic with Mads. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for your support, and I will be back soon.